Hey everyone, my name is Wes. This is Interactive English. The channel is just all about trying to help you practice and improve your English skills. And today it's a quiz lesson. I'm going to quiz you on some advanced English idioms. And these are idioms that I think are pretty common in the United States. You may hear these in conversation from time to time. So for some of you, this may be new. And for others, you may be familiar with it because if you follow the channel regularly, what I've done is I've taken an older live lesson and I've just shortened it. So if you have already seen it, then this would be a good time to review and see if you remember the answers and see if you remember these idioms. So without further ado, here is your idiom quiz. The first way that we're going to do this is I'm going to give you the meaning of the idiom, and then I'm going to give you a picture that to kind of help you out. The first one is this right here. To do or say something that lacks evidence or support. And you see the picture, use that picture. Hopefully it'll help you. Again, I know this is difficult. I know this is challenging, but just bear with me. And I will show you the idiom and then the meaning as well, so you can kind of think about it. You see a bird that is out on a limb. The key word there is limb. That's what I was hoping that you would think of, but I know that may be very difficult because the idiom that I'm talking about is to go out on a limb. And if you say that you're going to go out on a limb, you're saying something or doing something that lacks evidence. I hope some of you got that one. Let's look at this one. The next one, hopefully this is a little easier. I think the picture, you could probably perhaps guess it a little more. So is to greatly annoy or upset someone. Use that picture. Think about what's happening in the picture. There's a car driving and there is a, what is that? We're talking about driving someone up the wall. To drive someone up the wall means that you are, well, you're very annoyed. And you would say that, like I said, you could say, this person is driving me up the walls. Again, I'm giving you the meaning. When someone is so frustrated or annoyed, they can no longer cope or they can no longer deal with this situation. And you would describe this and they would say this idiom right here. What somebody would say is that they are at the end of their rope. So if I were to tell you, I'm at the end of my rope, it means that I'm so frustrated, I can no longer deal with this situation. Here's another one, and then I'm going to switch it up the way that I'm asking you this. So here's the meaning of the idiom, and there are some pictures to help you. So if you are talking about personal issues in front of other people that are not involved, how would you describe that situation? The idiom is to air out one's dirty laundry. To air out your dirty laundry is if you are talking about your personal issues in front of other people. So now we're going to switch it up. I have some more idioms for you, but the way that I'm going to do it this time, now I'm going to give you like a conversation. And I'm going to give you a blank. So I'm going to give you the context, and then I'm going to give you one word which is a hint to what the idiom is. So let me show you. That'll be a better way to explain it. So think about, here's this situation right here. One person, there's a blank because this person is using the idiom. The key word is speak. So that word is part of the idiom. And the other person says, hey, Tom, we were just talking about you. What idiom might this person be using? It's really, it's an expression that people would use in English to when this situation occurs. I think you may have heard this expression before, speak of the devil. So I told you I think we can all relate to it. We're having a conversation, talking about somebody. That person just arrives, or perhaps they call, and you could say, speak of the devil, which refers to, it's used informally in speech to say that a person was being talked about and then they suddenly appear. The next one that I have for you is this. And this one I think is a little more, it's not as common, but it's good. Again, it's good for your comprehension. They say, I understand it's a big risk, but we need to, that's the idiom. The key word that I'm giving you is caution. The answer is to throw caution to the wind. If you're saying that you're going to throw caution to the wind, it's basically saying that you're not going to be careful. To throw caution to the wind, to give you the meaning, is to behave in a way that is not considered sensible or careful. To throw caution to the wind. All right, now let's look at this next one. Here's another conversation that these three ladies are having. She says, I need your help finding my ring. So the ring is lost. It's so valuable to me. Before they start looking for the ring, perhaps she uses this idiom right here. The idiom that I'm referring to is when you would tell somebody, leave no stone unturned. So in this situation, I was trying to think that, well, the ring is valuable. It's very precious. They're going to look for it. And she might say, leave no stone unturned. It means to do everything you can to achieve a good result. But I think it's typically used in the context of looking for something. You're trying to find it and you would leave no stone unturned. The next one that I have for you, again, is this situation. This person right here saying, I don't want to hear a long explanation. Please just what? And then that's the idiom. The key word is chase. So I don't want to hear a long explanation. Please just cut to the chase. Cut to the chase. It means that you're telling somebody quick, like come to the point. What are you trying to say? What point are you trying to make? Cut to the chase. I'm trying to switch it up in the way that we're practicing these. And now it's going to be even a little more difficult. So I'm going to give you the situation. And I want you just to listen to what I'm saying, listen to the situation, and then I may give you a key word that the idiom has, and you can try to guess it. In this first one, it's talking about a situation in that somebody is not speaking directly, all right? And maybe another person is just saying, look, just tell me what's on your mind. Please cut to the chase. Give it to me straight. And they might be telling this person, stop doing this thing. And that's the idiom. Stop speaking indirectly. Instead of saying that, they're going to use this idiom and say, stop what? To beat around the bush. So if somebody's doing that, again, I tend to do that and not come, and somebody would say, Wes, cut to the chase, stop beating around the bush, just say whatever it is you want to say. You're avoiding talking to someone. I think most people do it because it's unpleasant or it's difficult to talk about, so they might beat around the bush. So let me give you another situation. If you want to use an idiom that they've taken your idea and it's maybe a good idea, and now you cannot have success, you're not going to get praise for this great idea, you'd say, well, that person did what? And think of the word steal. That would be the key word that I'm going to give you in this context, in this situation. And you say, oh no, you did what? I'm talking about the idiom to steal someone's thunder. So in that context, that situation that I gave you right here, these people are talking and this person says, I was going to get her that same birthday present. You totally stole my thunder. So to steal someone's thunder is you are preventing them from that praise or that success, to steal someone's thunder. Let me give you another situation, the next one. So this would be a situation in which, think about, you are competing in some kind of competition. And before the competition begins, the rules change. And because of that, you are surprised, you're confused, you don't know what to do. And I could say, wow, this really what? And the key word that I would give you is loop. What you would say is this: here's the situation. At the last minute, they changed the rules of the competition, and it really threw our team for a loop. And typically, I think you would use it in a situation in which you are temporarily unfocused and you're not sure what to do, and then you refocus and you're able to, in this case, you're able to compete in the competition, and you're just going to do the best you can. But for a brief moment, you were thrown for a loop. The next situation that I have for you: over time, maybe your place starts to get a little messy, and you know that you need to clean up. And as it begins to get messier and messier, you could say, well, this is really starting to what? And the key word that I'll give you, that's hand. That's part of the idiom. Over time, you haven't cleaned in a while. Everybody's very busy. It's getting messier and messier, and you say, oh goodness, this is really starting to what? Here it is. Let me show you the situation. So somebody might say, we really need to clean up our place. This mess is starting to get out of hand. And say, yeah, you're right. So in that case, if something is getting out of hand, it's getting out of control, it's a situation, it becomes chaotic, and sometimes it's unmanageable. So you could say it's getting out of hand. Before this lesson gets out of hand, I want to make a quick announcement. You guys like what we do, want to show us some love, want to sponsor Interactive English with a membership, Patreon. Links are down below in the description. Here's a list of the idioms from today's lesson. If you want to take a snapshot, a screenshot of these idioms, go for it. I'm not going to include these idioms in the description. Typically, I will do that so people can review, but in this case, it was more of a quiz lesson, so I do not want to give the answers. And again, the idea is not for you to just go out and try and start using these idioms. It does take some time to learn idioms and use them in the correct context. It's mostly, I think, for your comprehension, because people use idioms in everyday conversation. So these are idioms that you will hear in movies, TV shows, podcasts, songs. So here is a list of the idioms that we talked about today. There were 12 in total. I hope that you learned some new ones, and if you enjoyed the lesson, please hit that like button down below. All right, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna end the lesson because probably I might be starting to drive you guys up the wall.